दर्शकों, आपका स्वागत है हमारे स्वस्ति शो पे। आज हम लोग एक बहुत ही स्पेशल एपिसोड के साथ आए हैं, जहाँ पे हम लोग आयुर्वेदिक के बारे में बात करेंगे, जहाँ पे हम लोग को थोड़ा सा हेल्थ के बारे में भी बहुत सारे इन्फॉर्मेशन देंगे। तो आप लोग बताइए, आप लोगों का हेल्थ कैसे है, आपका बीपी कैसे है, शुगर। और चलिए, हमारा इंटरव्यू इंग्लिश में होगा, आशा करती हूँ आप लोगों को समझ में आ जाए। चलिए बताते हैं, अपने गेस्ट के थोड़ा सा इंट्रोडक्शन करते हैं, मगर हम उसको डच में करेंगे आपके लिए। Vandaag verwelkomen wij bij bijzonder onze gast Vaidya Manohar Palakurthi. Hij is een internationale gerespecteerde Ayurveda-arts, een docent en een onderzoeker met meer dan 40 jaar ervaring in Maharishi Ayurveda. Hij adviseert meer dan 50.000 mensen wereldwijd, leidde meer dan 1000 artsen op en werkte 30 jaar nauw samen met Maharishi Mahesh Yogi en als expert onder meer Nadi Vigyan, Panchakarma, voeding, yoga, aromische therapie en een Marmatherapie gaf hij les in Europa, Japan, India en Verenigde Staten. Daarnaast is hij ook de medeoprichter van MAPA Ayurvedisch producten en voormalige directeur van de Raj in Iowa. Een van de bekendste Ayurvedische gezondheidscentra ter wereld. Voor zijn bijzondere Ayurveda en onderwijs ontvindt hij meerdere internationale onderscheidingen, daaronder de Lifetime Achievement Award van Maharishi International University. Met veel plezier kondigen wij vandaag het interview aan Vaidya Manohar. Ik zal vanuit hieruit de interview dan in het Engels zijn. So let's welcome our guest. Namaskar.
Thank you.
Manoharji. Today we'll talk about a lot actually about the Ayurveda and our health. So starting with the first question, you have experience of 40 years in the Ayurveda. So what are the really common thing that you saw, health issue that you saw coming from the people worldwide?
Yes, first, health means not absence of disease. Health means wholeness, integrated life, the integration between self and cosmic self and the physiology. This integration is called wholeness. So, absence of any branch of this integration which results unhappiness or disease or discomfort. So that means absence of disease not to consider as health. Health means completeness, health means totality, enjoying wholeness of life. The primary cause for any disease or discomfort or disorder is mistake of intellect. Mistake of intellect. What does that mean? Because not being experience of self, then one indulge into the mistake of intellect. The self experience is health. Then coming out of self and then experiencing whole relative world, inability to contact your own nature, that self-referral nature, is the source of disease. It's not only one country, anywhere in this world. That is the primordial cause for disease. So what we see, anybody suffering with disease, discomfort or anything, their inability to experience their pure awareness, pure consciousness. That's the main cause of any disease.
But what are the reasons that people are actually having the disconnection and all this kind of disorders?
Yeah, this is identification, wrong identification of yourself. And then if you just simply thinking you are by name and form and your profession and your power, then you mistaken identity. And what is you? You are wholeness. Aham Brahmasmi. I am the totality. If that experience experienced by any individual, he is in total health, perfection.
I guess competition is one of them also.
Yeah,
having
then,
competition with
if
other
that experience
people.
is not existing for any individual, then he is open to the mistakes.
And we take mistakes also really heavily, so that also.
These mistakes also from behavior, diet, routine, and harmony with the environment. So these are the 4 channels one can experience, one can commit the mistakes. So one should maintain proper behavior, and proper diet, proper routine, and how to harmony with the environment. That is very important for every individual.
But there are like, for example, as if I take myself, I also have like a routine and really I'm trying to have a healthy lifestyle and etc. But still there are things that are not going like not as it should be. So what can be the cause after following all the routines? And
Keep continue doing
the
right thing is very important. Sometimes you may not see the results right away, but what is very perseverance. Perseverance is a very important concept. So doing right thing, finally you will get perfection. But if you stop doing right thing and thinking right thing is not helping me, is not necessarily will help you. And so do the right thing, and then definitely.
We often like to see the effects of the things really soon, actually. But what are actually the timing or the perfect season that if you follow the pattern that you will see the impact? What are actually the is there like specific timing for you should do the routine? For example, by fitness you should do 3 months, then you will see the effects. But what are the Ayurvedics
Beautiful
timing?
Thank you asking. That's a very important concept. Harmony with the nature. So that's so that means our activity always in tune with the nature. In tune with the nature. For example, 10 o'clock, and that is night time, and that's the time for moon. Moon is cooling, moon is calming. So you're supposed to be in bed. See, whatever is happening in nature, you're supposed to follow. That's a very important concept of life. In modern medicine, they say circadian rhythms. And in Ayurveda, we say daily routine, seasonal routine, a life in accord with the age. For example, in Ayurveda, we say 1 to 30 is kapha, and 30 to 60 is pitta, and above 60 is vata. Okay, again you may ask, what is this vata, pitta, kapha? These are simply names, but they are made of 5 elements. Vata means air and space, pitta means fire and water, kapha means earth and water. So these are the 3 principles even in our physiology and governing all the functions of mind, body. But within the whole universe also these 3 principles exist, because the universe also made of 5 elements, individual physiology also made of 5 elements. So just answer to your question, some of the principles how to follow to maintain perfect health, and to follow these principles, how to maintain balance in vata, pitta, kapha. In 1 to 30 is kapha time. So for kapha time, kapha structure and function is heavy, stable, soft, smooth, kind. So that is the time one should be doing really good exercise and then moving, and also nice and good behavior, and that is balance the kapha.
Okay, and what are actually the good behaviors, if you can specify that?
Good behavior. Good behavior for everyone, three concepts. Number one, swadharma anushtana. That means follow your own duties. Whatever duties, whatever your family background, whatever it is, there are certain duties. For example, if you are a businessman, it is what is in Vedic literature, it says, follow that business. And if you are a sports person, follow the sports. If in your life, that
so
is
this is
dominating.
different actually for every specialized
Yeah, everyone
person.
has their own recognized skill. That skill is supposed to be followed. That's a swadharma anushtana. Second one is sadvicharam. Sadvicharam means always think right. Don't think any negativity. Don't think that which is going to harm you and also harming the society. So sadvicharam is a very important concept of behavior, and following your own duties is another behavior. Third one is sadacharam. Sadacharam means always stay in right path. Do your own duties, think right, and stay in right path. So these three concepts helps the individual health to maintain effortlessly.
Okay, you told actually things like really being conscious actually, but there are also a few unconscious things that you should do according to Ayurveda. What are the unconscious things that we mostly overlook?
For example, simple foods, those are not digestible to you because based on taste, you may eating that.
Yes.
But these are heavy foods. These things will obstruct your digestion and also create some disease. Like, even you are eating ice cream, then ice cream can cause congestion, mucus, sinus, if you're eating too much. But eating small thing in any time, that is okay. If some people live only on ice cream, eating night time is ice cream, so that can cause congestion. Even they know after eating the ice cream, it causes the heaviness, dullness, and some congestion, mucus, but they don't stop. Continuously, they continue to do that mistake. That is what is, away from the self. Not being with the self. If you are being with the self, then it makes you to think, this is not right thing, I am not supposed to continue. So this is one of the example. But in life, many things happens like that. But how to avoid those concepts is just simply meditating. Meditation is the fundamental principle of life, your birthright. Being born a human being, you should meditate. Why you need to meditate? To experience self. Self is the most fundamental principle of life. Everything arises from it. All this physiology, this mind, this intellect, this ego, and all the structures of the physiology, the basis is self. So establish in that self and then perform your action. But how to experience that self? Here we coming very important concept of Ayurveda. That is called Swasta, establish in self. Establish in self means experience of yourself. How to experience? Transcendental meditation. That we teach and also we ask people to practice. In my practice, first recommendation for any client, I will say, are you meditating? They say, no. Then first thing is we ask them to meditate. What kind of meditation? Because so many meditations are available in the society. But how to choose? Then because we are living in an empirical world, what is scientifically validated, how effortlessly helping, how it is multiple benefits, these are all things to be considered. Transcendental meditation is a technique. The founder is Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, introduced to the whole world to remove disease-free society. Why? Maharishi says Swasta means establish in self is the source of health. Every healthy individual, the source of his health is is self, that experience of self. So that's one of the very important concept of health. Many people, why they are not experiencing this health, because they are deviated from the self. Here, for example, I don't know how many people meditating in Suriname.
Yes.
We have beautiful directors, two directors here, Timji and Radhaji. And they are well trained in Maharishi's knowledge and also teaching transcendental meditation and TM Siddhi programs, advanced programs, and all these things are available in their center. But I request everyone, I pledge everyone, they should utilize this opportunity and learn TM and practice. And learning TM, transcendental meditation, practicing meditation is just not only helping them, they can create a really good coherence to their neighbors. This is a taste of health, how to give to others by practicing transcendental meditation.
Okay, sir. So I have a question. I heard your number one specialist is to the pulse. So what, or actually, like, how do you do that? Like, by the pulse, everything.
Beautiful. So, pulse diagnosis, Maharishi Nadi Vigyan, is one of the modality in Maharishi consciousness-based approach to health, multi-modality approach. And as I said, meditation is number one fundamental technique. From there, many other multi-modality approaches are existing in Maharishi. Consciousness-based approach to health is called Maharishi Ayurveda. So pulse diagnosis is one of the technique. That's a very important concept in Ayurveda. What happened in India went under foreign rule and this knowledge is lost. But Maharishi revived it, and then he brought back all this knowledge and inviting all the experts to come to his place in New Delhi. Then he restructured this knowledge, and that is called Maharishi Nadi Vigyan. Nowadays, they are practicing here and there, but it's Maharishi created a systematic study how to understand by keeping your three fingers on your radial artery and how to understand the knowledge of the whole mind body. This is the purpose of reading the pulse. Reading pulse means we think about pulsation. Pulse is not pulsation, it is a reverberation of consciousness. Consciousness reverberating. Consciousness has the total memory of the mind and body. So when you able to contact the consciousness of the client, the whole that memory comes into your awareness. Through that awareness, you have ability to see what is the state of balance and what is the state of imbalance. That is the skill of pulse.
It is like a lot, actually.
Yeah, it looks like a little magical, or
Yes,
it is
really?
intuitional. No, it is, that's my expertise. And when I want to do PhD in USA, and then I told them, I want to do my PhD in pulse diagnosis. Then they said, no, you can't do it because it's more intuitive, not objective approach. And so that's not possible. They said, no, we can do as an objective approach also, objective validation. So then I did my PhD on pulse diagnosis on 160 hypertensive patients. Without knowing anything, simply taking the pulse and make sure just diagnosing. They have hypertension, they have increased, or someone has normal, someone has very increased, some moderately increased. Without knowing any history of the client, that was my research has been done. Not only that, and the cofactors of cardiac diseases, for example, cholesterol and state of mind, state of sleep, and each patient, each client, how they are manifesting. So the cofactors for the cardiac disorders and hypertension, that's my subject, and I have researched on that almost 200 clients, and then 40 clients were taken off because they are taking medications, so we are not consider them as subjects. So, but I shown the result and excellent, skill from the pulse, and then you can diagnose easily. So then I proved and I accepted pulse diagnosis is object validation as much as it is subjectively you know about everything of the client, but also objectively you can measurement theory of measurement theory. That was explained through my research, and then it is approved, and I was awarded, not only awarded, and also a special award of through the university, that's called Vasishta Award.
Yes.
Like that.
Okay, but what are the differences since you did so many experiments in the Nati Vidya and the modern medical?
Yeah, the medical doctors, when they read the pulse, they see the number, they see the volume, and they see the movement, whether it is regular, irregular, or skip beat, or they have their own knowledge. They have a procedure to understand the rhythm of the pulse, and then the beats, or skipping beats, or irregular beats, or irregularly regular, or regularly irregular. So different ways of temperature and volume, and then all those things. That's a natural thing. A lot of cardiologists, when they take they use the stethoscope of seeing the heartbeats and their rhythm and all those things. Not necessarily through pulse, but through stethoscope, they will try to understand the function of the mind body. But in Ayurveda, not only the rhythm and irregularity or all these concepts, but it's reading whole body, mind, intelligence, how the mind is functioning, how the sleep is there, how the digestion is there, how the joints, everything. From the head to toe, it's like a scanning. Pulse reading is like a scanning. Then we can see every function of the mind body, and how is the metabolism, how is the immunity, how is impurities in the physiology, everything to be known through pulse reading. Because as I said, it's not we see the physiology, it's not we see the mind, but we see the intelligence of the physiology, intelligence of the mind in the form of consciousness, and we are aware of consciously reading that.
Okay, the question you're asking
Yes.
is the pulse reading God-gifted thing, or is it a skill?
No, everything is a skill of God, and that God is nothing than self. And being self-referral, that means you are experiencing yourself, then you can develop that skill. How to experience yourself, I have already mentioned to you, meditation, regular meditation, so that you have direct connecting, how to connect with yourself, so that from that you can develop this skill. And it is natural, and it is associated with the skill also, both.
Okay, so you can learn it at this person.
Yeah,
it is different for every person. Some take it really fast, some take it by taking a lot of practice.
This is how Ayurveda is practiced. Guru Parampara, that means a tradition of masters. So a master has the knowledge, and he passed to his disciples, and disciples again passing to his disciples. It came like that from hierarchy, the top masters passing this knowledge from generation, and came to now we are with the help of Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, and we are passing this knowledge to the next generations. It is definitely self and skill, skillful self. You can say.
Once I saw actually a video where it was in South India, where they had a person who was poisoned, and they remove actually the poison from his body by chanting Hanuman's mantra and doing few like some remedies like
rubbing
the hands and the feet. Is that also something familiar to the pulse something?
That's more working on body, and as you mentioned, how to remove the toxicity from the body or poisons from the body, applying some paste or create induced vomitings or create some application of fumes, and all these things can eliminate toxins or toxicity of some any animals. But that is already practiced in Ayurveda. But Kerala has really, they developed the skill that is called toxicology in Ayurveda, one of the 8 branches of the total knowledge of Ayurveda. One branch is Agada Tantra toxicology. In this branch, they teach all different types of poisons, from scorpion to the snake to the rat to the different, like spider. Different types of animals has a different toxins, and when they bite or you get toxins. So how to eliminate also mentioned in Ayurveda and highly practiced in Kerala. That's why you may be seen there.
Yes, it was in South India, but I didn't know that it was in Kerala. But it was an amazing practice. I was amazed by it.
Yes, that's they practiced very traditional Ayurveda in Kerala. Yes, that's correct.
So, sir, for the pulse reading, like, is there any requirement if I want to learn it?
So, one first requirement for everyone, prerequisite, is state of being. That means, again, coming back to our original fundamental principle, is experiencing yourself. Then you can practice Nadi Vigyan effortlessly. I just taught a course here in Suriname with Radhaji, and then that course was only 4 days. I was amazed after end of that course how much they learned and how much they were answering and how much they are taking their pulse and immediately telling what are the qualities expressed in their pulse. That's a beautiful experience for me. So that innocence is a very important concept. While reading the pulse, there is no sensory involvement. You understood? No senses will involve, no intellect involved, no ego involved, no mind involved. What is involving throughout the reading of the pulse? Only your consciousness.
So you should be really still.
Just use your consciousness, and that by experience of consciousness, you're using your it looks like a magical or something, but it's not magical, very simple. And as I told you, this almost 25 students were there, and a lot of people are meditating, but they are very innocent. They really had a desire to learn something about the pulse, and they came and they were really focused and really effortless and really listened and then practiced very easily. Anyone can practice. What is important is desire to practice, desire to know, desire to accept the knowledge without doubting, without questioning, and in the state of being, it becomes so effortless.
Oké, zo beste kijkers, u heeft vandaag heel wat informatie gekregen over de pulsreading en ook diagnoses indien u geïnteresseerd bent om uw pulsreading te laten doen of erover te weten en ook zelfs ook ze te leren, kunt u daarvoor zijn bij Maharishi Ayurveda, TM Center, Ian en Radha, 8792711. Ik zal het nog eens keer herhalen, 8792711. So sir, are there any last words or any last advice that you want to give our people, our viewers?
Beautiful. Our Maharishi says everyone should achieve enlightenment. Enlightenment means perfect health, perfect health is a state of enlightenment, and that enlightenment helps individual not to come back to this whole universe and again taking many births, not to back to this relative world. So that's the purpose of health. The purpose of health explained prevention and also restoration of balance and also long life and also gaining enlightenment. But enlightenment, everyone gets, moksha, mukti and all that. Is it possible only for saints? But it's very much possible gaining total health. That's why Maharishi consciousness-based approach to health is a perfect platform to gaining the total health, and that total health is a state of enlightenment. That means you fulfill your desire for this life, not to come back. This is how Maharishi explains why perfect health or total health is very important for any individual, is to gaining the enlightenment.
And being yourself. So thank you, sir, for all your wise words. I hope people can get a lot from it. So
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting, and thank you,
Thank you
Prerana.
for having us also. We are also honored. Thank you very much. Zo, beste kijkers, vandaag heeft u heel wat informatie gekregen over welzijn, well-being en heel wat pulse readings also. Dus als u meer erover wil weten en meer erover wilt leren, weet u waar u moet zijn. En we bedanken eigenlijk Dr. Manohar om vandaag hier te zijn om al deze informatie aan ons te geven en te verstrekken. En hopelijk dat jullie goed gebruik ervan maken en zeker heel wat eruit leren. Zo, fijne dag verder. We zien elkaar in de volgende episode. Namaskar.